So, Grace, could you please introduce yourself and say a little bit about who you are?
Do you want like my name, pronouns, and like a check-in question kind of deal, or like
Yeah, pretty much.
fucking hate you? Giving me such goddamn open-ended questions. You know how much I hate that.
Hmm.
Should I say, hi, my name is Grace, I use they, them pronouns, and I have cool things to say?
Yeah, that
Yes.
works.
No, I'm not going to say that. My name is Grace, and I use they, them pronouns.
How do you document your life and experiences?
How do I document my life and experiences? Well, oh, this is perfect. I have my journal right here, in which it says, you do you, girl. Even though, this is a funny story. My mom bought me this journal. She doesn't know that I am not a girl. Welcome to my life. I like to post things on the Instagram. I don't know. I like to use that as like a pictorial, if you will, documentation of my life. So I feel like I often use Instagram as like a way to show off pictures of myself and things that are going on in my life, where my journal is where usually I'll go into those personal details that I don't post on social media, and also like where I'll actually like vent about things where I'm, social media you put on a front. So I think those are like the two biggest ways in which I like will try to document my life for myself.
With your process with journaling, what is sort of what you get out of that with your relationship with yourself?
Honestly, it's just a place that I can dump all of the things in my mind on paper, and then I can move on. Like it's, I don't, I don't read my old journals. I don't look through them. It's like one of those things, if I write down everything that's in my mind and then I close it, I'm done. It's more of a thing for me to be like, empty my brain so I can like have space for myself and have space for others, than it is for me to like document almost. Like it's more of, I mean, granted, I've only like recently started regularly journaling, so that might change. Like in a year from now, I might actually like want to read like my journals, but like something I right now I wouldn't want to open. Like I don't necessarily, like it's not something I really want to read. Maybe in the future that'll change. I don't know. Right now it's more of like a therapeutic dump than it is of a documentation. We'll see. That can
Totally.
change.
Can you also say a little bit about your experience getting tattoos?
Oh, yes. A lot of my tattoos don't necessarily have the biggest of meanings. If you think that's like the only purposes of tattoos, then like we can't fucking be friends. Like, come on. Is it okay to swear in this? I don't know.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. I'm like, I kind of forgot that this is for school.
It's for life.
It's for life. A
Mhm.
documentary for life. My Buzbee.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
My tattoos are like a double-end thing. Like one, I think it's really cool that like they're a thing that you can just like get, and like it's a permanent piece of your body now, and it's like a piece of artwork that you just have on you, whether it be just a simple like sketch that an artist drew, or it be some elaborate thing with a big in-depth meaning. Like, I love that it's so universal and so just something that you can just do to like express yourself. If we want to bring it to being trans, like I definitely use that and like other body modifications, if you will, in a way to like make my body feel more of like home to myself. It's now become a part of me, and like it's a part of this body of mine, making it try to feel as homey as possible, because like being trans obviously is like, we don't always feel at home in ourselves. So having that as an outlet to like, whether it be to cover something up or to just like highlight another part of your body, it's beautiful that it's just like something that we can do.
So, how are your tattoos informed by the relationships in your life?
Well, so like I can like but I have like this tattoo. It's in my older siblings' handwriting, and it's just their handwriting. It says, "I love you." I have a very close bond with my older sibling who's also trans. It was important to me, like, I was like, I want something on my body to remind myself of this intense relationship and like this intense, like, yes, we're siblings, but I would also beg to say that like we're like really good friends. And so like I want something on my body to represent that. Not a relation related to relationship with others, but more of a relationship to myself. I have the molecule for estrogen because I'm a recovering STEM major. So like and I mean I also do love chemistry. So going from something super deep to something super shallow, literally me and my coworker have the same like alien in a spaceship getting sucked up, and my coworker just like we got tattoos together. And it was funny, we were like scrolling through like flash pieces and we're like, what are you gonna get, what are you gonna get, like we were like joking back and forth, and then we ended up wanting the same one. Yeah, so it's like one of those things of like I have things that like have such deep connections with other people, and things that are like, it was just funny because we would be like, we're work best friends, but we also have matching tattoos, you know? I have another tattoo on my other thigh that's like a heart in a jar, and it's like an anatomical heart, you know, going back to those sciencey things. But it also has the words protect your heart, protect your body, which go back to like my earlier transition. And I had this person who led this like trans drop-in center that I would go to every week. And every week after group, she would say, protect your heart, protect your body. I was thinking about it one morning, and I was like, that was my first tattoo as well. And I was thinking about it, I was like, I knew I wanted an anatomical heart, and I knew I was like, ooh, what if I put it in a jar? And it was kind of like this thing that just like, this idea that just kind of happened. And then I was like, I want to put something else with it, but I don't know what. And then one morning I woke up and I was like, protect your heart, protect your body. That's what I want. I also on my shoulder have a tattoo that I got with my aunt. It was before I moved from Illinois to Oregon. She really wanted to get matching tattoos, and I was like, let's do it. Like, you know, because I was like, I really want to get another tattoo. And she's like, what if we get one together? And I was like, let's do it. And so we both got dandelions. And I think like part of that was like, wasn't necessarily for our relationship, but it was more of like oh, we both have this thing, but I think it both has different meaning for both of us. I think for me, like mine's like half blown away. So it's like me being like, this is me moving on from that part of my life and moving on to this next chapter of my life, if you will, from, you know, like picking up all of my shit and moving from Illinois to Oregon. For each of us, it has different meanings, but it's like something that we have together.
What about your little ones?
Oh, yes. My stick and pokes that are on my chest, that were done by my ex-boyfriend on his bedroom floor. Would not recommend. I strongly recommend all of your tattoos should be done by professionals. That being said, I do have stick and poke tattoos that were done at home. I don't like necessarily think that either of those tattoos have meaning to that relationship. I mean, to be frank, like I do want to get them covered up by like a sleeve that'll start here and then go all the way down at some point. There is something to be said about like, it does bring me back to those memories of like, it was also a part like of a friend group that I had at that time in Illinois. And so, you know, it is something that was a part of my life. Is it the best part of my life? Not really, but it did happen. So, and I have them on me permanently.
Can you say a bit about how your process with self-documentation, any of those forms, whether journaling or social media or tattoos, has changed throughout your life with gender identity, if at all?
I didn't always journal. That wasn't always my thing. Took me a lot to get to do that. Definitely before like early transition and before like coming out and stuff, I definitely didn't like taking pictures of myself that much. So there's like less documentation from that time frame. A lot of those early things like often went undocumented. Like there is some documentation, but there's definitely more now. Like I definitely didn't take as many pictures, or I didn't like record as many things as I did before.
Why is it important to you now to do that kind of self-documentation?
I think it's less of about the importance, but more about the comfortability.
Mm.
I don't think it's necessarily something that like the importance of has changed. I would see videos of people being like, this is my voice 1 month on tea. And I would see those videos online and I just couldn't. I would cringe every time. There's nothing that I went out of my way to document about my transition. I mean, like, not safe for work section, like, the most I have of like self-documentation of my physical body is like my nudes over the years and how estrogen has changed my body. I never intentionally went out of my way to be like, here's this same angle 3 months in a row, you know, like over the past year, you know. I never went out of my way to document my transition. It's more of like I'm documenting my life, or like these are pictures of my life at this time that I'm sharing for my family and friends to see. It's not necessarily related to my transness. This is just me as a human, you know? But it's like one of those things that I never like actively was like, okay, I'm going to take a selfie every day for the next year to see how my face changes. Rather, I'm going to live my life over the next year. Maybe I'll take some pictures along the way and we'll see what happens. Should I mention my double uvula? Is this an appropriate time? And I was like, yeah, people think it's the Leo sun, Sag moon, and Virgo rising, but really it's just my long history of dating trans masks. Also, your class is going to realize how gay we are for each other by the end of this. T for T, baby!